Hey everybody, it's me, John Anthony Chihawk Sotero. I am the anti-hero, and today's edition of, I don't know what we're calling this anymore, whatever it is brought to you by the letter X. Important for so many reasons. So this mail call is kind of threefold. I'm going to try to go through it as quickly as possible. This is the biggest stack of comics. And I picked up a bunch of stuff from Collectors Haven on Facebook. I picked up some stuff from the Batcave Comics and Collectibles, Comics and Toys on Facebook, as well as a piece from eBay. And I'm going to open this one from eBay last because you'll see why. All right. So the stuff from Collectors Haven, I bought a ton from one of the last shows. This is the last show I think I bought from, which was on the 8th. This was the Anthony and Sarah show. So I got a ton of She-Hulk, Sensational She-Hulk books. All really nice looking copies of Sensational She-Hulk, varying, like that's number 3. I got multiple copies as well of 29. Wow, I got a bunch of copies of 29. I bought it as a bulk deal because they had like 30 something copies left, and sold it to me as a bulk price. So, 29, issue 32, issue 41, issue 4. See if I can get that light just a little. Yeah, there we go. That's issue 22. All, like I said, really nice looking copies. This is a great cover for 42. This is a cool copy. 35. She-Hulk always had these like really funny covers. She's marrying a mole man, and it says "What a revolt in development," because that's what Thing would say. Issue 44, that was a response to the controversial stuff that had been happening on the covers, like the ones where they wanted her to jump rope naked and stuff like that. So, yeah, big stack of those. This is really cool because this is a run of Blood Syndicate. I got polybagged issue number 1. I do have this book, just not polybagged. So this is really cool to have. Issue 2, issue 8, and issue 19. Then, this is from the Dash show. And I gotta say, if I recorded myself, and maybe one of these days I'll actually do this, record myself actually unboxing this stuff, because then you can see how well Collectors Haven packs all their books. And, what they sell you is what's going to show up at your place. Chastity Rocked number 1. Not a huge Chaos fan, but Chastity was always like my favorite character. This is Chastity Rocked number 1. It's a different cover, so now I'm covered for Chastity Rocked number 1. This dope Nightcrawler timeless piece. Sensational 17. Sensational 23. 21. That's 24. Her versus Death's Head, number 20. 27. 37, where she's barely on the cover. How 90s is that? That's like giant-eyed Spider-Man, Punisher with the red bandana and mustard and brown costume Wolverine. And issue 22. All right. So that's all the stuff that I got from Collectors Haven. That's a huge stack of books. A lot of those She-Hulks are going to go on sale. Blood Syndicate, of course, is going to stay in my collection. Trying to work on getting a full run of... Actually, I'm not going to put those in there because that would be crazy. I'm trying... I probably won't succeed at getting full runs of the Milestone stuff because the last couple of issues of each run, Static, Icon, Blood Syndicate, Hardware, Zombie, those are all like really, really lower orders and print runs and stuff like that. So those books are going to go way up in value, and they've already started to go way up in value. I mean, like some of those final issues are worth as much, if not more, than some of the first issues. So pretty crazy when you think about it. So this is the stuff from the Batcave. And what I'm going to tell you about the Batcave is they've purchased some stuff from me on my show on Non-Con, including the Bubba Patrol and some pretty cool keys and stuff like that. Now, they're based out of California. They came highly recommended to me by Richard Zerga and Bats from Legends of Heroes and Villains Studios. And so I watched some of their shows, and they do their claims a little bit different. They have like a rack set up, and they put the books out one by one, and they alphabetize them. So they have like letters A through J, I believe. And so there's like 9 or 10 spots, and they put the books up, and each book is priced. So when you claim it, you don't just claim Amazing Spider-Man 15. You're claiming A $75 or, you know, whatever the price is, and then you claim the letter as well. So what they did is they did a blind slab. And I got in on this, which I thought was really, really interesting and innovative because I'm like, I've never done this before, and it seems cool. So what they do is they take a slab, they put it in like envelope like this, so you can't see it, right? They tell you a little bit about the slab. They tell you the grade. They tell you it's a variant. It's, you know, if the variant, they did one that was a Milo Manara variant, and so they were like, this is a Milo Manara variant. The one I got was so they dropped the price of it considerably. So they're like, this is what we would sell it for. This is what you're going to pay for it if you claim it. And they tell you about it. They tell you the grade. They don't tell you the character or the title. They'll tell you this is the issue number. It's a modern book. It's a very popular character. It's a variant. It's a Virgin variant. You know, it's a 9.8 kind of thing. And you're like, this is your price. And then they stick it on one of the things. And the first to throw up the letter and the price gets to claim it. And then they show it to you. So this is the raw book that I got. I got the Eternals number 12. Pretty cool. I mean, just Jack Kirby in general. So then this was the third blind that they did, because they had done 2 and the same person got both of them, and they were like, okay, so that person can't claim this one. So this was Tony Stark Iron Man Unknown Comic Books variant number 1 Virgin cover, 9.8. Really, really dope artwork on the cover. It is Don Slott did the story, Valerio Schicchi did the art, and Carrie Andrews did this cover. Carrie Andrews, who started doing was doing manga-esque stuff like at the beginning of his career, like 10, 15 years ago and stuff like that, and is producing these amazing covers. This is also the first appearance of Andy Bang. Fing Fang Foom and Controller also appear. This is the Carrie Andrews Virgin edition of Tony Stark Iron Man, Marvel Comics from August 2018. So that's pretty cool. This is only the second slab I've ever purchased from anybody. And so I'm going to put the link in the description below, as I always try to do for Collector's Haven, for Lady T Comic Keys. Collector's Haven link is going to go in the description below, but please definitely check out Batcave Comics and Toys. They are really, really dope people. They've purchased, like I said, they've purchased books from me. Trying to get them to carry the Bubba Patrol in their shop. Hopefully that's just a matter of time, but really, really cool people. And they have lots of cool stuff. Like they'll do, I don't even know where they get half this stuff. They had like Star Wars stuff that was like, where they were putting together like boxes of Star Wars stuff where you would get so many items, and it was stuff you couldn't even believe. It was like all this crazy licensed stuff, you know, like pen and pencil sets and stuff like that. So like they get a lot of pops. They do a lot of Star Wars sets, comics, but definitely like and follow them on Facebook, and then check out their claims, their claim sales. They're pretty sweet. And then this is the final piece that I wanted to show, and somebody's going to be like, why is this the final piece that you show? But you're going to want to stick around to the end of the video to see why this is the final piece. Okay, it's like a $5 book. It's not an expensive book. It's not a first appearance. In the grand scheme of things, in terms of it being a comic book, it is not important. But to me, I kind of feel like this is the big get of this mail call. And you'll see why. Okay. So this is DC Comics presents The Flash, #1 from 2004. Right? So if some of you who have watched some of the videos that I've had in the past where I go through what I call my shadow gallery, and I show you the art that I have up on the walls from like local artists or from pages that I've purchased and stuff like that. So this is going up in a frame, and I'll show you why here in a second. Need to go get another 8.5 by 11-inch frame. Okay. So the interiors of this book were done by Ed McGuinness and Dexter Vines, right? So this page right here is a page from inside the book, signed by Ed McGuinness and Dexter Vines. Pretty cool. So on my wall, looking out this way, I have a Nightwing, the Target page, and the book itself. I got a Nightwing annual #1 page and the book itself. Down that hallway, I've got Scream Queens #2 page and the book itself. I've got a Bomb Queen Volume 5, one of the pages from a Divine Comedy, and the book itself. I have multiple copies of that book because that's the book that my characters Nash and Kyle like show up in. There is an Exiles piece drawn by Jim Calafiore from the page, and then the book itself. So this is like, of all the stuff that I have, this book was the final component of to get all of these books matched with pages. So I finally like just said, you know what, just buy it so you can have it. Didn't even expect it to turn up today, and it did. So I'll be framing that this weekend and getting it up on the wall and adding some more stuff as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely check the links in the description below for the Batcave Comics and Toys, and for the Collectors Haven, both on Facebook. Please like them and subscribe, and check out their videos and pick up tons of cool stuff. So you guys have a great weekend and stay safe. Keep wearing your masks. If you're eligible to, please get vaccinated. That's not just my position as a professional, but that's my position as a person, because I want to be able to hang out with people and go back to conventions. And next Tuesday is 2 weeks after my vaccination. So after work, I'm cruising over to my dad's house, and I'm going to give him like the biggest hug in the world, because it's been over a year, and it is making me start to well up a little bit, because it's just that important. I didn't get to hug him When his father died, he didn't get to hug me when Foley was going to pass away, and it was probably two of the hardest moments of my life that I wasn't able to make physical contact with somebody. So it's super, super important. It's not just for you, it's for people that you care about and people you don't even know. So be a superhero, get a vaccination. The side effects, the positives outweigh the negatives. So you guys take care of yourselves, and remember, this episode of whatever the heck we're calling it, Mail Call Hall, brought to you by the letter X.